As previously stated, 20 years ago, people sought refuge behind station walls from zombies known as corpses. Corpses are attacking an iron fortress. When one of the people is beaten, the others attempt to defend it. To die with honor, he is forced to commit suicide before she becomes a corpse. Aikoma is frustrated he yet again fails to create a weapon that will pierce through the corpse's heart. He, along with his friend, Takumi, is also part of a team of engineers who maintain iron fortresses that dock in the station. Lady Ayam of the Yamagawa family is here to see Aikoma since she knows his expertise in steam gun. But an iron fortress arrives earlier instead of tomorrow. As reported, a station fell, so it is natural it has one less stop to make. The occupants go through thorough body inspection to see if they are not infected by corpses. However, a priest, Shimon, and his petite girl companion, Mume, skip the inspection and instead are directed by Kenshu, Yamagawa's head, directly to his quarters. When an occupant is accused for being a corpse and fears being persecuted, the guards begin aiming their rifles. Aikoma objects hard to make them stop but was beaten up instead. Everyone is shocked when hearts of corpses fall out from his bag. Unfortunately, the occupant is shot when he tries to run away. His death proves he wasn't a corpse. Aikoma chides everyone for being cowards. He claims he has been fighting as hard as them against corpses, but Kenshu has Kirusu knock him out and thrown into prison. Ayam is confused when Kenshu tells her about maintaining order as a knight's duty. Shimon talks to Kenshu that the duo are heading to Kongaokaku and need to get there on the next iron fortress. Mume sneaks out to visit Aikoma to talk about his earlier actions. When a scheduled iron fortress is about to dock in the station, it is not slowing down. Obviously, corpses have taken over it. Too late, it smashes through the sentry. Corpses everywhere. Panic everywhere. Let the feasting begin. Aikoma knows corpses are attracted to blood, so he slices his hand as bait to lead them back to his home so he could test his weapon. But it attacks from the roof. Luckily, he shoots in time and it pierces through its heart. Aikoma is ecstatic that his piercing cannon finally works. Then the bad news. He notices his arm bitten. Knowing he needs to make sure the virus doesn't reach his brain, he starts wrapping iron belts around his body before finally, strangling himself. With his steely determination, he wasn't the same person back then. The virus quickly dies down and his body returns to normal. Shimon and Mume are on their way to the iron fortress. Shimon realizes he has been bitten. So before committing suicide, he tells her to continue the journey alone and await young master's orders when she reaches Kongaokaku. A corpse stands before Mume. Is she going to fight barehanded? A roundhouse kick cuts off its head, but her bladed sandal is now stuck in the pillar. Aikoma, discovering that he has stopped the Kabane virus from infecting him, tells his fellow steamsmith Takumi of his success with his bolt gun and antivirus technique. Meanwhile, survivors of the Kabane attack fight a defensive battle within Aragane Station while seeking an opportunity to escape in the Kotujo. Mume arrives dressed in battle gear and offers to clear the way so Yukina, the sole remaining engineer and an apprentice, can commander the Kotujo. She leaps into the midst of the Kabane and leads them away, killing several in the process. The remaining citizens then rush to board the train. Meanwhile, Aikoma and Takumi attempt to board the train with his gun. Mume detects something different about Aikoma and vouches for him so he can board the Kotujo. Ayam Yamagawa, Kensho's daughter, produces the special key to start the train's engine. Kirusu, one of the Bushi, tells Mume to defend the train's rear, but she refuses and falls asleep. While fending off a Kabane, Aikoma's infected heart is exposed, and he is eventually forced off the Kotujo. However, the train is stopped by a malfunction of the drawbridge, and the passengers witness Aikoma killing the Kabane. Lecturing the passengers for their distrust, Aikoma manually releases the drawbridge, allowing the train to leave. Despite the Bushi's objections, Takumi and Mume get Aikoma back on the Kotujo. Before Kirusu can kill him, Mume intervenes and reveals that she and Aikoma are Kabane, beings with an existence between humans and Kabane. Many would want to kill Mume and Aikoma, but Ayam doesn't want to be hasty as they saved their lives. Mume makes a deal with them that she will promise to stay in this rear coach if they take her to Kongaokaku, the shogun's strongest station stronghold. Apparently, Aikoma is still reeling he is a corpse and wants to get off the train, but Mume beats the hell out of him. Later, she makes a deal with Aikoma to become her shield. As she fights corpses, she uses an immense amount of strength. She will soon grow tired and rest. That is when she is vulnerable and she wants him to guard her. So to start training him as her shield, she starts beating him up. Well, looks like Aikoma gets a beat down. Pathetic, Mume rushes out to the next coach when she thinks she smells a corpse. Kirusu thinks she wants to kill and will kill her fist. Mume dares him. Sorry to break your standoff, but a report comes in that the water tank is busted and they have to stop to make repairs. While it is being done, others prepare food as well as offer prayers to the departed. Mume and Ikoma learn they are similar in the sense that their family was killed by corpses years ago. Ikoma has a beautiful stone he found by the river and his sister had a matching one too. They kept it as charm. 5 years ago, their station was attacked by corpses. His sister was bitten. Ikoma naturally ran away even though he wanted so much to save her even if it means dying with her. When he returns, he was filled with regret but knew it was too late. His sister was gone. He destroys her body before she turns into a corpse. A few men are still wary of the Kabane duo. They want to take action to kill them now although Ayame stops them. Mume dares them but soon pays no heed and walks off into the main crowd. Meanwhile the men are shocked that Ayame dares to gamble with her life as she stands close to Ikoma. She then tests him by stabbing him and asks his resolve and to determine if they are their allies or foes. Shockingly or not, Ikoma does not bite her, because he made a vow he will never run away just to save his own skin. Corpses are the enemy and he vows to kill every single one of them. Doesn't this sound like Iren's vow too? The men back down after Ayame dares them to check Ikoma themselves. Later she apologizes to him for the test but wonders why he took the stab directly. He just turned into this form and is worried he cannot control his strength. But all that bleeding must have weakened him as he passes out. Meanwhile, Mume plays with the kids and makes them laugh, putting everyone else at ease that she isn't some hungry corpse. But all that playing has made her hungry and she now needs to eat. Blood? Are you f***ing kidding me? It is no surprise that everyone is just as startled. A pregnant woman has turned into a corpse, so I guess this is Mume's excuse to swiftly go kill her. As Ayame prepares the treatment, Ikoma gets up and feels the urge to bite her. Has he really turned into a zombie? Just great. Corpses are sighted in the distance. Back onto the train, Kirusu hits Ikoma away. Although he regains his sanity, Kirusu thinks he is putting up an act. Iron Fortress manages to carry on its journey before the corpses reach. With rumors spreading that the Kabane duo were the ones luring the corpses, some of the men blame Ayame. She admits she is unfit to lead and gives away the master key, a sign of authority, to one of them. They decide to switch the route to the mountains. Despite they will be prone to corpse attack, it is the faster way to Kongaokaku. Some then throw Takumi, Sukari and Kajika back with the Kabane duo believing they are their supporters. With Mume hinting she is hungry for blood, they soon realize those men are trying to disconnect their coach. The sooner the Iron Fortress enters the tunnel, a horde of corpses jump in. Needless to say, a bloodbath is imminent, with innocent lives slaughtered and the remaining ones flee to the front. Among the corpses is a learner. This corpse is dangerous as it has previous fighting skills which make it formidable in combat. This means this learner can do samurai swordplay and avoid most attacks you throw at him. This massacre scene gives Ikoma the chills as it reminds him of his sister being killed. Mume and Ikoma plan to follow and take out the learner as it is moving towards the front coach traveling via the roof. However, there are many tunnels ahead and they must time their movements as well as take out other corpses. However, Mume is getting tired sooner than expected, so she warns Ikoma that he will have to fend himself for the time she is resting. As the corpses attack the front coach where a bastion has been created, Kibito notices melee combat is noticeable. Remembering how the Kabane duo fought, he tells Kirusu to use his samurai sword to fight. It works like a charm till he faces off with the learner in which he got stabbed. While he is being treated, Ikoma just arrived and screams he needs blood. He doesn't care whose but will promise he will defeat this learner. Instantly Ayame offers hers. She slits her hand for him to drink. That little drop is enough to power him up as he uses his piercing cannon to shoot through the learner's heart. Victory is theirs. As everyone cleans up the walls and floors of Iron Fortress, Ayame wrests back her authority and control. She decides to let the Kabane duo ride with them to Kongaokaku. If they need blood, she will offer hers. Kirusu is against it, seeing her blood won't be enough to satiate them. That is when some of them like Takumi, Sukari, Kibito and Yukina volunteer to give theirs if they are ever needed. With Ikoma's new innovation and a few adjustments, others can fight with the same mechanism that Pierce Cannon is using. As they stop at the next station, there is no reply and they believe corpses must have overrun it. However, they spot a few survivors and rescue them. One of the survivors, Inoku, knows Mume. He talks to her privately, something about the shogunate creating weapons not to kill corpses but humans. He wants Mume to relay this to the young master, but seeing that Inoku had some sort of fallout with her brother, she isn't going to take him seriously. It sends shivers down her spine when he reminds her that her worth is only killing corpses. Lose that and she will be tossed aside too. Because of that, Mume starts acting strange. During Ikoma's briefing to remove a tower wreckage blocking the Iron Fortress path, she calls them cowards for wanting to go around the boiler where it is the nest for corpses instead of taking them on directly. Then her insensitive comment about a boy's dead pet dog has everyone hurl insults against he. Alone again. The operation to remove the crane goes on smoothly till Ikoma spots Mume trying to head to the boiler all by herself. Looks like the plan will be slightly delayed. Inside the boiler, Mume fights the hordes of corpses. She manages to finish them all in record time. But then more appear. Wait a minute. You mean she didn't expect more? SHT just hit the fan when they realize the dark shadows at the bottom of the tower are actually corpses trying to climb their way up. So apparently Mume's attack was futile as it only provoked this. Thanks so much for the attention, Mume. She thinks she can still handle this, but for once Ikoma tells her to shut up as he hastens the plan. Everything is going on as planned and they are at the final stretch when Ikoma sees Mume already tired fighting the corpses. She takes a beating from one and is thrown down. This means Ikoma has to go save her, but at the expense that the wreckage is still blocking the iron fortress. Yukina had to step on the brakes so as not to crash into it. Bad Mume. When the entire tower collapses, Ikoma takes Mume to hide in the mines. Then appears a giant corpse from the ruins called Smog. Titan-level corpse. Smog is made out of many corpses acting as a giant organism. Think of it as Transformers but corpse level. Iron Fortress finds shelter inside the station and closes the iron gates before Smog could catch it.